located in southeastern Peru between Cusco, its ancient capital, and Puno, the home of Lake Titicaca, tourists primarily visit Rachi to see the ancient ruins, gardens, and plateaus. The village of Conca, now called Rachi, was well-traveled vein along the Inca Road. Rachi is cradled on the slopes of Kinska volcano on the right bank of Volcano River, southeast of the imperial capital of Cusco. The imposing archaeological complex was once the source of fieldstones used to construct a significant complex consisting of a temple, plazas, hewn snow, the Inca bath, terracing, and rampart walling, which surrounds the complex, the remains of which are evident today. Large composites of clay shards, unearthed, revealed the two-story adobe were also used as workshops for the production of ceramic crafts.
Los talleres tradicionales que ya ahora ya no funcionan debido a que el maestro ya se adelantó, pero tenemos sus tornetes todavía aún presentes, sus piedras base.
Regional typography is ideal for mining clay deposits for mass production of clay objects. Fertile mountain ranges offer the residents of Rachi its most sustainable and natural resource. During the late 70s and early 80s, clay production at Rachi drastically changed in both the kind of pots made and the way they are constructed and fired. Modern-day Rachi largely consists of potters who, like their forefathers before them, are ceramic artisans. As early as the Kuala Marsavela, through the horizontal Tardío, Chochito, and Tarca, Inca-style pottery was made and found in Rachi. The cooperative work of the community potters to produce ceramic objects from clay is evident in the plaza.
Rachi, Peru is a ceramics cooperative made up of potters who mill clay from the mountain to make both utilitarian ware and souvenirs for the tourists. The majority of my time there was spent shadowing Irma, my teacher, who was taught by her mother and who was teaching her 3 daughters. Irma's husband and oldest daughter work in Cusco selling ceramics to travelers and tourists. So the majority of my time was spent shadowing Irma, whom I followed around every day with my camera. I can honestly attest to knowing how arduous and demanding pottery making in Rachi is. The work rhythm was fine-tuned and all 6 members of the family were in sync. From pottery making, taking care of livestock, their 2 cows, chickens, and guinea pigs, cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, marketing and selling and housing and storing clay, the Rodriguez family functioned like a well-oiled machine. I learned the technical construction process for creating Rachi ceramics, which is different from anything I've ever seen before, largely due to its origins, which are steeped in ancient Incan traditional pottery making techniques. I also learned the iconography and symbolism behind the use of geometric and representational images used as decorative motifs to adorn the outer surfaces of the pots. The Andean people primarily speak Quechua, a combination of Spanish and Incan languages used in South American countries that share Peruvian borders, Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, and Bolivia. So much of my learning was either visual or referential. Traveling to Peru did pose its challenges, the primary of which was language. Other than high school Spanish class, my participation and facility for language, other than English, is, well, no. So I rely heavily on faith. I prayed a lot. So imagine this. Irma, her mother and husband, and oldest daughter, 21 years old, spoke no English. Her 2 younger daughters, 11 and 17, knew very little English. So between using the phrase book, which I used sparingly, and gesturing and pointing and smiling more, I relied heavily upon nonverbal communication. I do know one Quechua word, ari, which means yes. My primary learning tool was a visual observation, and since I observed a familiar technical craft which did not require verbalization, I feel relatively confident that the captured footage documenting the entire creative process from mining the clay from the mountain to selling it in the plaza is pretty comprehensive and accurate. I am indebted to Irma Rodriguez, her family, and the Ranchi community for opening their doors and their hearts to me. One does not hold on to information like this, but must share it freely. Irma gave me clay, natural pigments, ceramic molds, and tools, which I have brought back and shared with my students. I am grateful to the St. Stephen's and St.Agnes School community for embracing this journey.
This was a global educational experience for me because we got to learn about an entirely new style of ceramics from Peru, which is where my daughter did.
You could have learned that from. You could have gotten a YouTube video. Don't you even have some YouTube videos?
But you got like a real woman from Peru who like has been doing this for so long.
I don't understand how that's any different from a YouTube video, honestly.
Because it's like, what's the word?
You got a first-hand experience.
It's what, original and what's the word? Authentic or something?
Oh, authentic. Authentic is good. A good word.
And like, it's not like some random guy who's just like, oh, like this is this Peruvian like style of making.
So because it was me and you know me, did that make the learning experience any different?
And you brought back things that they use, like on YouTube you can't actually see and hold materials that they use. Like you brought back natural colors and bulbous pots from Irma's house.
And we got to learn about like her livelihood and like how she lived and how she worked and her family and stuff.
Well, who is Irma, actually?
She's the woman from Ranchi, Peru, who you stayed with
during the summer, and you learned about the Peruvian style of making the pots.
And so, okay, so you couldn't have gotten the artifacts as true from Irma. But what made you feel like this was a better experience than a YouTube video, though? I mean, it could have shown you the process, right?
It was kind of inspirational because when you saw Irma hiking up the mountain with a 30 bag of clay.
30 bag or 30 pound?
30-pound bag of clay.
30 bags of clay.
That she was carrying. And you also got the first-hand experience of Ms. D. You said that it was really hard and it changed the way you look at like going to the grocery store. And it got you in shape. It was tiring.
It's hard work.
Hard work.
So how does that translate to learning for you, though? Okay, that was my experience. What was yours?
When you shared it with us.
And
we felt like we did this. We were like you, and we did the stuff you did and what Irma did.
And
like seeing your passion for it and how much you love doing it, like kind of rubbed off on us and made us want to like do really well at it and try really hard.
Global learning to me means that you're given experiences and you're exposed to things on a global scale to better prepare you for experiencing the world as it is now, which is on a global stage. Instead of just being exposed to things at a local or even national level, you're exposed to things as they are affecting the world total, as a whole, so to speak.
I also think that it's interesting that the unity that art provides throughout the world. I mean, we're doing the same thing here that she was doing in Peru, and it's powerful that it unites us as a entire world and planet. And that in order to preserve that planet, it's important that we use our resources and are environmentally aware of our repercussions, because the things we do impact here in America impact other people's lives. I mean, pottery was her livelihood, and in other places of the world, water is their livelihood, and all they have is the ocean. So if we pollute it, how can we feel good about ruining somebody else's entire way of life and culture?
From the bucket over there, and we are hammering it into a dust so that we can get a more pure form of the clay. It's right here. And then we put that to the sieve, and then we can cure the clay, and then we can create the tiles.
Not at all. In the case where we have just large lumps of pure clay already, we separate that out from the rocks and turn that in and just put that through the sieve.
And we take the clay that we've pummeled and we add water to it, and then we use this baby right here to mix it up. And with the mixed clay, it looks something like this. This is really good quality clay we have here that we extracted from the earth. And we're going to put it in the sieve and spin it around, and it'll work its way through there, and what will come out on the other side is like really nice clay that we can work with and cure. And it takes out all the, the impurities. It makes it really nice and easy to work with. It's so much fun.
Before the tiles went into the kiln, green glass containers were collected, recycled, crushed, and turned into pure silica. For distinction and design, the green glass crystals were strategically placed into the embossed lettered squares. Once fired, the recycled glass melted to create an etched, translucent green letter color effect. Finally, the 9 squares of tiles were each mounted on large pre-made concrete slabs using mortar and grout, so that the finished project could hang on the wall in the Perkins Courtyard. We are proud to have art students create work of sustainable art that will become part of the foundation of the Upper School's permanent art collection.
In the spirit of sustainability, I think it's interesting that we're reverting back to Mother Earth, but in other places of the world, that's all that they have. And as a civilization so technologically advanced as we are, I think that it's really powerful to go back to your roots in the spirit of sustainability.
Out right there and see if we can get any more. Yeah, and you can even go deeper. Like you can see there's some. There's a piece. Oh yeah, the glass works on getting rid of all the dirt in the rock. You can see the clay, like when it comes out, it's still really like full of dirt.
Okay, so at the beginning of this project, I thought it was a little bit crazy to be making our own clay because in this community we don't make our own clay. We go to the store and we buy it. And I now am probably going to go around the hallways and tell everyone that I made this pot using clay that I helped make because I think it's really cool. So.
Then, at least in the situation of the people, some of the people we saw in the film, they work hard from the land to do what they love, and they're really using what's around them to help convey their passion and everything. They don't need to do anything artificial, do anything to hurt the environment to do what they love or to work hard at it. They just use what's around them. I think it's really cool.
The thing I enjoy is when Ms. D shows the footage of her travels. I like to comment on all the scenery and all the things I see that relate to me because I learn all this stuff from the National Geographic, and it's interesting how you can comment to the landforms and all the different cultures you see when she travels.
Come from Mother Earth. It's from her that we've come.
Y el agua que es tan cristalina, y nuestro espíritu también es tan cristalino que es algo puro.
Our water is very crystalline, very pure, and our spirits are pure as well. Because the water is pure, just as the water is pure.
Y entonces cuidar nuestro medio ambiente, que no sea contaminado, sino darle a la madre tierra, cuidar.
Clay, we go to the store and we buy it. And I now am probably going to go around the hallways and tell everyone that I made this pot using clay that I helped make because I think it's really cool. So.
Then, at least in the situation of the people, some of the people we saw in the film, they work hard from the land to do what they love, and they're really using what's around them to help convey their passion and everything. They don't need to do anything artificial, do anything to hurt the environment to do what they love or to work hard at it. They just use what's around them. I think it's really cool.
The thing I enjoy is when Ms. D shows the footage of her travels. I like to comment on all the scenery and all the things I see that relate to me because I learn all this stuff from the National Geographic, and it's interesting how you can comment to the landforms and all the different cultures you see when she travels.
from Mother Earth. It's from her that we've come.
Y el agua que es tan cristalina, y nuestro espíritu también es tan cristalino que es algo puro.
Our water is very crystalline, very pure, and our spirits are pure as well. Because the water is pure, just as the water is pure.
Y entonces cuidar nuestro medio ambiente, que no sea contaminado, sino darle a la madre tierra cuidado.